What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to NRL Garage. My name is Nick. Been a while since we've seen each other here on the channel, but we are back. I've been very busy in my personal life. Haven't had a whole lot of time for car stuff. There haven't been many updates. I've been working on getting some things cleaned up on the Mustang. There's big updates on that coming soon. I'm not going to show you the full car. It's actually right behind y'all over there. But we're gonna have a big reveal soon of the finished product of the Mustang, but today we have a very specific project that I want to get done. Alright, without showing y'all too much of the car, as you can see here, we actually don't have a deck lid panel on the Mustang, and I have a new aftermarket one from RTR Mustang parts that we're going to install today and go through a little how-to of getting this done, but wanted to bring y'all along for this step of the journey, and then you'll see the finished product of the full car in the next video. Alright, so for this part of the project, the new deck lid panel is a flush fitting deck lid panel. It's smooth gloss black, and so in order to make it fit, we have to remove the bump in the center of the trunk panel very carefully. And so to start off with, I'm going to mark this with a silver Sharpie around the edges where we need to cut, just to have a reference line. And if there's some of the reference line is still on there, once you have gotten the main part of it off, you can always trim them down a little bit more for that. All right, the next step is we're going to carefully cut into the metal with our angle grinder with a steel cutoff wheel. So I'm going to start that now. All right, we ended up doing the cutting off camera just because it was a little easier to do, a lot of sparks flying, but here's the piece that we took out from right here. I'm going to smooth this out a little bit, and then we're ready to get the new deck lid panel swapped. So don't need this anymore. All right, we're back. This isn't a required step, but it's something that I'm just doing really quickly. I'm taking some of this Rust-Oleum acrylic enamel primer just to cover the open metal spots. All right, some of this excess paint, I'm gonna dab it away. The really main purpose of this was just to cover the exposed metal prior to putting on the new deck lid panel. That way, if any moisture gets in there, it does not rust in the future. So it's a quick coat. I'll let it dry. It should take about an hour, and then we'll come back out here and install the deck lid panel. All right, we are back. It's been a couple hours. The paint has dried. So the next step in the process of installing this part is these alcohol prep pads. They come in the kit with the deck lid panel, and we just need to use them to clean around the edges to remove any dust or debris. I'm going to do this carefully since it is a little windy outside, and just make sure the surface is clean so that it can adhere well. So you got these, comes with 2 of them, but they're just standard alcohol wipes. Because once this deck lid panel goes on, it is a 3M adhesive, so this is not something that you can really take on and off as much as you want, which is one thing. If you are going to consider getting this for your Mustang, make sure that this is the style that you want, because this is one mod that is not really reversible once you get the part installed. That's kind of it. So let's keep it going. We got one more. I'm gonna throw that on the ground for now. And get out one more of these, and just make sure that the edges are as clean as possible. so that we can have good adhesion. And I know there's some adhesives that are going to go down the middle too, so that's why I'm wiping in some other spots, but the main piece is around the edges. All right, the next step after the alcohol swabs is going to be to apply this primer adhesion promoter to the adhesive area. Be careful not to get it above where the deck lid panel is going to adhere to. That way, because it will leave marks behind. So we're going to open this up. And go ahead and apply this to the adhesive area. This is going to be all the way around the border. And then carefully along the top. This one is feeling fairly dry. And then also we're going to create some lines here in the middle because there's going to be some 3M tape to go there as well. So finish with that one. I'm going to grab the second one just for good measure. It came with two, so we'll go ahead and use both of them. All right, here is the part that we're going to be installing on the car, and the instructions say to create tabs, pull tabs with the adhesive cover. All right, so I'm going to start by removing fully these center lines because those are going to go on the car. And then the sides. And then careful not to touch the adhesive too much because we want it to stick to the car. And then we're just going to very carefully line up the corners and press down on the corners to really set that adhesive, and then push along the tape. And this stuff is very strong, so once it is on there, it is on there. It's not going anywhere. So just keep pushing on it. Remember, push those middle spots, get that adhesion up. And then I think from there we are pretty much good. Yep. So that is installed. Hopefully you got it lined up, because once it's on there, it's on there. I'm a little misaligned over on this side, but with the trunk closed, it will not be a big deal. So that is going to wrap up our install for today. Full reveal of the car in either the following video or the next video, but regardless, it's coming out this week. So stay tuned for that. Make sure if you're not already subscribed to the channel to see the full reveal of the full finished car. If you haven't been following along, we've been repairing this Mustang after it was hit in a parking lot about 6 months ago. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, like this video, and stay tuned for the next one. Should be coming out a few days after this video. There'll also be another video about kind of the final bits of the repair process on the car. So give this video a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.